wanted to get back into the match 2 with Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning, and your thoughts on that. How would you grade it? I was surprised how much I liked it.
Oh, it was
It
great.
might have been because Tom Brady was struggling so much. I found him more likable, and I've always rooted against Tom Brady. I mean, his first tee shot was just a hook shot. It didn't even look like it got up in the air very much, and I was like, oh, and then it just continued, and then you would see guys like Brooks Koepka tweeting, joning on Tom Brady. I just kind of enjoyed all of that.
Well, that's not
seeing,
fair. I mean, well, why is Koepka killing him? That's not what he does for a living.
Yeah, but at least Koepka put up $100,000 of his own cash.
Yeah, and to credit Tom Brady, look, he had the shot of the match.
Yes, he did.
When he sank that eagle chip or whatever the heck you call that. I don't know if it was a chip or.
No, it was like 120 yards out, 130 yards out. It was a hole out.
It was a hole out, 100 yards out.
By the way, do you want to hear it? I have the banter with Charles and Tom before the hole out and then the hole out and everything. You want to hear it?
Yep.
Hey, Tom, how many shots you want? This Chuck. Come on, man. I'm going to give you some shots, man. I want some of you.
Gotta get going. Chuck, I've been focusing on football, bro. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, man.
Ready to dominate.
I think you just made him mad, Chuck.
Oh, no, I love it, though, man. He can take a joke.
Yeah. Get it, go in! Yeah! Goodness! Oh, you made it! Wow! Chuck.
Hey, man,
Chuck,
that's all too.
Shut your mouth, Chuck. Take all that medicine. Get your butt out here. When the going get tough, the tough get going, boys.
Oh,
that's
the old man cliche. You got to play the sound.
That was his first good shot of the match. But I thought, in the alternate shot format, now it was modified because they did not force the teams to use Peyton or Tom Brady's drives.
Correct.
In fact, they almost never used Tom Brady's or Peyton Manning's drives. They pretty much used all of Phil and Tiger's drives. But Tom Brady played much better in the back nine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he settled down. Like, maybe he was nervous.
I'm sure he was nervous.
Maybe. Of course he was nervous.
Both those guys were nervous.
I saw Wes Welker say beforehand that he played about 20 rounds with each of the guys because he played with Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. He played with Tom Brady in New England. He said he played about 20 rounds with each, and he said he thought Tom Brady was a slightly better golfer.
Well, Tom played that morning, too, by the way.
He did.
He played 18 in the morning in preparation.
Maybe he was
for the
tired.
match.
I wonder.
He was just nervous, man.
Well, he said he hadn't been playing much. So maybe the difference is Peyton apparently has been playing a decent amount, and Tom's been getting ready for football.
Well,
but anyway, I thought overall
it was
I'd give it an A.
It was an A+.
What did you give it? You gave it an A+, Jason?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I don't think the only bad part about the entire broadcast was the rain.
Yeah.
There was nothing else bad about it.
I'm looking at a poll we just put up on Junks Radio like 5 minutes ago, and 56% give it an A, 31% B. I mean, usually people on Twitter go the negative route.
They hate everything.
So that leaves only 13% at C or lower.
Yeah, they're just
so
not into
really
golf.
Liked it. Did you like your 10 minutes?
I did like the 10 minutes that I watched, yes. I don't know what else I was doing where I was. What time did it come on? Was it 2 or 3 p.m.?
No, 3:30, 3:45.
It started around 3:45.
It started late. I mean, I just ended my show with Danny on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I should have watched it. I didn't.
I think it started later.
I just
because
checked
of the
in a
rain,
few
right?
times.
It started around 3:45.
It ended like 8 or 8:30. It felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took a while. I mean, they're in there looking. They're looking for Brady's balls all day.
Yeah, I even joined the goofy Charles Barkley bogey challenge.
It was great. I was just thoroughly entertained. I was laughing. Justin Thomas was great on the on course reporting. Barkley going back and forth, just joning. It was just all. How about when they had the 3-shot of Immelman, Barkley, and I can't remember who the host was, Brad something, but they're right next to each other in a tent. But, the producers are telling those guys, look at the camera. But Barkley's looking at the guys right next to him when they're talking. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice.
It was so funny.
I did notice that they really listened to the complaints of the first match and then last week's match, too. Where, even when Brooks called in and Russell Wilson when he was doing his thing, they didn't keep them on very long like they did with Bill Murray. Like, they're in and they're out.
Right.
And then I don't know what technology they were using, but there was no delay.
It was better, yeah.
There was no delay between any of the interaction, so like people weren't awkwardly talking over one another.
Right. The only other bad part
it was just very smoothly run.
It certainly was. The only other bad part was they couldn't always hear the hosts asking them questions.
Well, I think that was because of the
When
weather.
their cart.
Well,
when they were in their cart, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. You're on the move. I actually thought even Phil Mickelson was a bit. He's almost too descriptive. He talks a little too much. But that one shot where he explained exactly where he was going to hit the ball and the way that the grass is, and then he nailed it. It was pretty amazing. That one chip, where he's like, I'm going to go for the dark part of the grass, then it's going to skid up. I mean,
How about the shot when he drove the green?
Right.
That was ridiculous.
I mean, Phil was kind of put on a show a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's what he does. He's flexing.
Yeah,
But that's how he is.
he
man.
was-
He's
he
just
was
that
showing
way.
how-
Well, why? I mean, either something happened to Tiger's mic or he just wasn't talking.
Tiger's not that interesting of a guy.
I don't think Tiger was talking. He just didn't chime in like Phil did.
Jason
I think
thinks
Phil
he's
was
sneaky
compensating
funny.
a little bit.
And
I think
maybe
he's sneaky
he is,
funny.
But I
Yeah.
think Tiger's just a dud, and Phil's a weirdo, but he's a little more entertaining.
Well, that's Phil's element.
Yeah.
He likes to show off kind of like how much he knows and how
He
smart he is.
hands
I
it
know.
up.
He-
Did you see his
that's
social
why
media
nobody-
before?
Yes, coffee and calves.
He's hitting bombs and
Hitting
his
bombs.
calves. He's doing
Yeah.
shtick. He's
I love it.
cheesy.
Enough
I
of the
love it.
calves talk. Nobody cares, Phil.
Yeah, but
No,
he
but it's
also
funny.
understands
Jelly
it.
of his calves.
To me,
You can't let it
Phil,
bother you. It's just
Yeah.
it's just the
He's
way he
being
is.
silly.
To
Yeah.
me, Phil understood that he needs to fill up some of the time.
Yeah, he's
Otherwise,
got an
it's just dead
entertaining-
air.
he's got-
Meanwhile, Tiger is a freaking mute. He doesn't say anything.
Tiger sucks. He's an amazing golfer. He's just boring.
I think something happened to his mic.
Oh no, I just
They
think
were
that's
having
him.
they were having some tech issues with the rain, and they were changing out batteries a lot.
Please.
that's the part I hated the most was the rain. It actually was getting on my nerves.
I'm surprised
Well-
Drab's defending Tiger. That's his guy.
Well, there's no way they would have played in a normal day. There's no way they were playing that.
No.
Oh
Yeah. But they
that
had
course-
to play it.
That
The
course
world
is
was
closed.
shut down.
Yeah, that course is
And
closed.
they couldn't postpone it to Monday because they were calling for even more rain on Monday.
No, they had to play it. We were all dying for it.
Why wasn't it cart path only? I wanted to see those guys have to leave their cart. And
Oh
walk
yeah, the superintendent's so bitter probably.
You know what I liked? They didn't do the thing where only the official could touch the pin. Like,
Oh yeah, Tiger's touching it all day long.
yeah, like Peyton said, "Could you pull the pin?" Or who was it? Was it Peyton? Yeah, Peyton said, "Could you pull the pin?" And Tiger went up and ran up. I loved that.
Yeah.
I love that. Make Tiger be a little.
The one club
Caddy.
hole, the one club hole was great.
Yeah.
If Tiger makes that 10-footer with the 4-iron, I make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was
let's go to
so
the-
bitter.
Let's go to the phones.
Lift it out.
800-636-1067. Doug's in Mount Airy on line 2. What's up, Doug? You're on with the Junkies.
Hi, JP. Hi, Junkies.
What's up?
Love
What's
the
up?
show. Been listening forever. I absolutely love the golf match. More Barkley, loved it as a crappy golfer. It was hilarious to hear his commentary and his joning. And I did enjoy Mickelson's description of the different way the grass was going and hear his explanation about how to play it. Loved every minute of it. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of you guys, but also the producers. The producers are thoroughly entertaining, great part of the show.
Buy a cameo. Buy
Yeah,
a producer's
spend
cameo.
$20.
What's the latest? What's the
do they-
update, fellas?
Not much.
I mean, nothing.
we had
Are
a
they
couple.
still planning on doing the studio with water bottles and a fridge and all that stuff?
Oh, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Oh, you mean the
lounge.
The lounge.
Yeah, I think Corona kind of.
Oh, right. Put a damper on that.
Yeah.
That a lot of plans for that space.
Yeah, we had a decorator and everything.
Yeah, we had.
decorator,
Who was
absolutely.
coming in? Was it Marlowe Furniture was coming in?
Yeah, we had a designer from Marlowe take measurements and everything.
Right.
And
Had
now
a
it's just
concept, everything.
now it's just a room for the engineers to stack their equipment.
Yeah, they're throwing a bunch of junk in there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Shocker.
Is there anybody new? By the way, has there been an update with the with Karina and Sonny?
I just said hi to Karina today,
Yeah,
like
and
2 seconds ago.
Yeah, and she say hello to you.
Yep, and she told me she had a chill weekend.
Did she ask you how your weekend went?
No.
When we saw her on Friday, she did go. Karina said, "Hey, Drab. Hey, Valdez."
No, nice.
Oh, by
Oh, yeah.
name.
And she was a little flirty. She was talking to us about quarantine. Oh,
about what?
Quarantine. Ding-a-ling that you get during quarantine.
That's what they're calling it now?
Yeah, that's what
Did
they're
she
calling
call it that?
Yeah.
Really? Is that a new term to you?
That's the first I've heard of it.
So did you ask her to explain?
Titillating conversation.
No, I think I was.
You just
I was
laughed
I
and
would
kept
laugh, and I was shook, and then I ran to Drab, and I said, Karina just said quarantine, and then we high-fived.
You didn't know how to handle it?
Yeah, I know how to handle
Yeah,
You should have followed up.
You froze.
So you know what? That's your conversation tomorrow. Say, did you get any quarantine yesterday?
I don't
Could
know.
you do
I don't
that,
know
or
if
would you
can
get
ask-
fired?
Yeah, I don't know if you can ask that at all.
Insane.
Yeah.
You know what? You haven't watched
Can't
the
do that.
compliance
Are
videos.
you in 2006?
Well, she brought it up.
Can't do it.
You're bringing it up days later.
Hey, let me just say, one of the good things about working for Entercom is that we don't have to watch those stupid videos we used to have to watch all the time for CBS radio.
Right.
But it sounds like EB might have to listen to, he might have to watch one.
Well, hold on. Don't they still have them? I think they're
I don't
just not
think
as,
so.
I think they do. We're just not as militant about it. We're not
Well,
doing our part.
I haven't seen one. I haven't signed off on one. I mean,
It's been a while. Yeah.
maybe I'm spacing on it, but
Drabby, do they not have videos?
They have these agreements and documents that you need to go through, but most people just acknowledge them and move on with their life.
yeah,
It's
I
a
can't
lot
even-
less thorough.
I can barely get into my email. I don't even know what my email address is.
Yeah, I don't actually think I can.
Let's go back to the phones. 800-636-1067. Our pal Mo from Largo is on the line. What's up, Mo?
Good morning, fellas. Thanks for taking my call.
Good morning. Good morning.
I gotta start off by saying I find it hilarious that EB takes it upon himself to give advice when approaching women or starting casual conversation. your game is terrible, bro.
He just called out your game, Bickle.
Well, I don't care what he says.
golf
Let me just say, hold on, let me just say this. If
Absolutely.
somebody at work said, hey, I don't know, made some comment about quarantine, that's going to be the new talking point every time I see them. Sorry.
Okay. All right, good luck with that. So what I was saying with regards to the golf match, it was great. It was well produced. Yeah, Tiger was a bit of a mute, but I really didn't need to hear much from him because JT was knocking him out the park. I mean, he was stating
JT
all
was
the
great.
obvious about, Phil and everything. I really liked that part of it. Chuck, he did his thing. I like the fact that they introduced Chuck because I guess when Chuck is around or when he's on your telecast, you can get away with saying things that you wouldn't ordinarily say. And I think that provided a looser environment. But it was good golf. Tiger looked like he was striping it. Golf course looked pretty money, too.
When Chuck said he needed to do some more Capital One commercials and then he could afford to join medalists, I laughed out loud. I laughed out loud.
No, it was good. It was good. It was well put together. And I could definitely see them going back to that, too, in the future, too. So,
100%. Yep. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I would love to see in tournament play if they would allow these or require the players to be mic'd up.
The problem is they're competing so hard.
I know.
So much on the line.
They probably wouldn't do it, but it would make it more interesting for the viewers.
It would,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
you can't be. There's no chance Tiger's going to tolerate that.
No.
One thing I will say, though, is I like the DraftKings live betting doing it. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, I know. I loved it.
Well, that's the future.
With regards to moving forward, too. So,
Yeah.
but thanks, fellas.
All right.
All right,
Thank
all
you,
right, thanks, Mo.
Oh, I was live betting every hole.
Yeah.
Of course you were.
On the
Why wouldn't you?
US site?
In fact, I even called my site up because they took all of so before the match, they had all of the props up. Who's going to win hole number 1, 2, 3, etc., all the way down to 18. And then right before the match, they took them all down.
Why?
And I think it was because of the rain. I'm not sure that my site knew how bad the weather was, so they took it all down. So I had to call my site, and I called my guy. I said, dude, you got to put these back up because, people want to live bet each hole. And he goes, oh, I got to talk to my guy. So he went and talked to his director, and then they put it back up.
Look at you.
I got it done, bro.
You got it done. You got the website.
You
Put
moved the
lines
markets.
back.
I love it.
Well, I couldn't believe it. They took them all down. I was like, what are you doing?
And were you net positive at the end of all this live betting?
He said it was a wash,
It was
right?
like $27 or something. But I'm telling you, there were a couple shots. If Tiger makes that putt with the 4-iron on the one club hole, I make a bunch of money there. And then there was a couple other shots that if they go, I think if Peyton makes a birdie on one of those holes, I would have cleaned up. But it
How
was
good
just
were
fun.
they on that one par 3 where?
Oh yeah, they threw
I think
darts.
Brady
Yeah.
like led off, and like the fact that he was on the green was amazing, and he was pretty close. And then Peyton put it to like 18 inches.
I know, it was great.
Tiger was the only one who I think was far away on that
In the
hole.
pouring rain too. I couldn't
Right.
believe it.